Hello, movie lovers. Welcome back to SignaMovie channel. Today is all about fresh cinema experiences, and I can't wait to share my thoughts on the newest film making its mark. Sit back, relax, and let's dive into the recap of this exciting cinematic adventure. The world's most powerful pioneers collect in London to pay their condolences taking after the passing of the British Prime Minister. But what to begin with shows up to be the foremost secure occasion on soil, turns into a murderous conspiracy to kill the foremost conspicuous individuals within the world and unleash a shocking vision of the long run. Fear-based oppressors assault without take note. To spare American President Benjamin Asher, mystery benefit specialist Mike prohibiting acts rapidly. It's Banning's duty to avoid his commander-in-chief from enduring a terrible predetermination. When Asher is captured by the fiendish gather. To know how Mike spares the American president, remain with me. Let's begin the motion picture. The primary scene takes place someplace in Pakistan, where fear-based oppressor lender Amir Barkawi is thought to be capable for an impact in Europe. At his property, he is facilitating a wedding gathering for his girl. Here, Barkawi talks about his son's revelation of a mole, a German operator, in one of their psychological militant cells in Lebanon with two of his children. When he finds out that the mole has been killed, he orders his children to be supreme in disposing of the danger, showing that they ought to slaughter the spy's entirety family in expansion to him. A content message with respect to Barkawi's whereabouts is sent to the U.S. government by a source who is posturing as one of the caterers at the party. Fair as the witness is almost to take off, the military in Nevada performs a ramble strike upon it. Barkawi and his family are purportedly murdered as the complex ejects in flares. After a long time, we see President Benjamin Asher goes out for a run with his beat mystery benefit operator and closest companion, Mike Forbidding, in Washington, which is still recovering from the psychological militant ambush from the final motion picture. Here, we see Asher and Mike learn about British Prime Minister James Wilson's later passing. When they are both back in Washington, they fly to London to go to Wilson's burial service, in conjunction with Asher's group, which incorporates presently Bad Habit President Alon and Mystery Benefit Chief Lynn Jacobs. They expect it as well watched, but are erroneous when a gather of hired fighters beneath Barkawi's control dispatches an assault, beginning with a bomb that blows up the limo of the Canadian Prime Minister. Before long, soldiers of fortune posturing as police officers and illustrious watches begin terminating on commoners and other worldwide pioneers. Sometime recently, they are killed. Two professional killers murder the female Chancellor of Germany at Buckingham Royal Residence here. When two suicide planes blow up both backspans of a bridge, the bridge collapses into the waterway, slaughtering the Japanese Prime Minister and his chauffeur, whereas situated on Westminster Nunnery. The Italian Prime Minister is killed close to his fancy woman. Another suicide aircraft drifts a freight ship carrying explosives close to the French president's yacht, where the president is killed. Here, we see Mike shoots the hired fighters on the road, whereas escorting Asher and Jacobs to security in St. Paul's Cathedral. The psychological militants rapidly start assaulting popular sites in London, such as Enormous Ben and the London Bridge over the Thames, exploding bombs that result within the deaths of further people. To go to security, Mike, Asher, and Jacobs board a helicopter. Here we see one security helicopter is devastated by the atomic and moment helicopter was requested to give up himself to spare the president's helicopter. But at final, they hit the presidential helicopter. When the presidential helicopter crashes to the soil, Jacobs is lethally speared. Fair, sometime recently, she passes absent. She commands Mike to form those fuckers pay. After that, Mike and Asher escape as additional cruiser-riding executioners seek after them. The president's staff is sitting back in Washington, panicked at that situation and that their buddies have died. Mike makes an exertion to get in touch with Trumbull and send them a message educating them that he and Asher are still surviving. He is compelled to go underneath with the president, where they murder the terrorists taking after them, and after that go on foot through one of the empty metro boroughs. Asher takes note that the psychological militants need him dead as he and Mike run through the boroughs, and he gives Mike the command to kill him in case necessary. Mike concurs unwillingly. Here, Barkawi calls Trumbull and his staff in Washington to debilitate them and caution them that he is looking for revenge for the passings of his family. They are educated that Wilson was intentionally slain to assemble all the worldwide pioneers to be disposed of, which the dissection uncovered harm in his body. Mike and Asher surge to the home of Mi-6 operator Jacqueline Jax Marshall, who Mike is commonplace with. As the city is put under lockdown, Jax employments her computer to find that Barkawi is the plan behind the complete plot. She replays a message from Trumbull expressing that they have recognized receiving Mike's message and are sending help. Presently, the three see numerous equipped men come in what they accept to be the Delta Group on the security cameras to spare Mike and Asher. But Mike notes that the folks are not sweating. In spite of wearing heavy equipment, they are mindful that the fear-based oppressors have their communication catching and are holding up to assault. The three are shot by the aggressors as they freight ship in. With a few assistance from President Asher, Mike oversees to kill all of them by shooting a number of them. When extra psychological militants trap Mike and President Asher once more, they travel through the boulevards in a car, and their car is smashed by a truck, whereas Asher is being seized by the remaining fearmongers, who hence escape. Mike manages to shoot and slaughter one of the fearmongers who is attempting to wrap up him off, whereas being thumped out. Asher is transported to a mystery pit, where Cameron is organizing everything for his execution in front of the individuals. He more than once strikes Asher to put him through the torment first. In the meantime, Mike and the real Delta Group are in course to spare him. The fearmongers put up the cameras and disclosed it to all of the networks, so it was seen in Times Square and other open zones. Asher is educating by Cameron to say one final thing. Sometime recently, Mike freight ships in and shoots everybody but Cameron. Cameron plans to sever Asher's head with a cleaver. He gets into a fistfight with Cameron and tells him that the joined-together states' enemies would still be there in a long time, no matter how numerous times they attempt to assault it here. Cameron succeeds in making a getaway. Mike instructs the Delta Group pioneer to detonate the building. As the building burns down, Mike snatches Asher and the two of them bounce down a shaft, murdering Cameron and the other fearmongers. Finding Mike and Asher, the Delta Group illuminates the staff that they are still lively. Here we see Yemen as the area of Barkawa's compound. To advise him that he is misplaced, Trumbull phones the man. Barkawi is the target of, however, another Ramble assault, and this time he is fatally wounded. After coming domestic, Mike spends time with his spouse and their newborn child. He is considering the acquiescence letter he already composed to Asher. Speaking on television around the current circumstance, Trumbull passes on an energetic message that America will triumph, and Mike is induced by this to erase the letter. And the movie ends here. Thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed this film recap and want more, subscribe now, like, and share captivating stories with your friends. Tell me which movie you'd like me to summarize next. See you soon.